Hey, what's up guys? Chase Terex here in Chase's Kitchen. We're going to be talking about steak, mushrooms, and onions today. I'm going to go over what you need, the different types of steaks, and how to cook it. So let's get started. Alright, so what you need. You're going to need some tongs, wooden spoon, 2 skillets, olive oil, tinfoil, a tinfoil pan, rectangle, or any type. You can use a plate. I'll get into it later. Plate, obviously, for your steak, knife and fork, timer. I'm using my phone today. Mitts, 2 cutting boards and a knife, 1 teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon, 1 tablespoon, some garlic salt, some Worcestershire sauce, steak seasoning, or you can use salt and pepper, medium-sized onion, 2 tablespoons butter, some white mushrooms, and a ribeye. So our first steak today will be New York strip. As you can see, pretty cheap, $6.38 for, you know, almost a pound of meat, so a great deal. Alright guys, so I have the New York strip here. All this fat in here is called marbling, if you want to get all technical and stuff. The more marbling usually means it tastes a little better. Next we have the top sirloin filet. As you guys can see, compared to the New York strip, much leaner, a little healthier, just a great tasting steak. And last but not least, the ribeye. It's going to cost you a little more because of the fat in it, or the marbling in it. It was around $16.11. Here's the ribeye. Much thicker than the last two. A lot of great marbling going on in here. It's going to taste great, and this is going to be the best tasting steak out of the bunch, and so that's why we're going to use it today. Alright, to get started today, we're going to first season the ribeye, and then we're going to move on to the onions because the onions are going to take the longest. So first you want to grab your olive oil and just put a little bit on the top just to get a nice surface layer of olive oil on the steak. And then we'll grab our seasoning. I like this seasoning. This is Emerald steak seasoning. You can use salt and pepper. It tastes really good. This is just something I've found and really like. Now this is kind of the same with olive oil, just kind of cover the surface. Alright, and this is what the finished product should look like. It's nice and covered. Now we're going to take our onion, medium size, cut the ends off, and then cut it in half, and then peel the first layer off. You're going to want to cut these pretty thin so they cook evenly and you get some nice onions. Alright, so it should look something like this. Then we're going to want to put our stove on medium for the onions. Put our butter in, and here's our olive oil. Add the mushrooms and add the onions. Once you've added the mushrooms and onions and put the pan on medium heat, just let them sit for a little bit and let them simmer down, stirring them occasionally. Now while the onions are cooking, we can start working on our steak. We're going to put this pan in the oven and let it heat to 500 degrees. Now when our pan is done heating up, we'll take it out and put it on the stove on high heat for 5 minutes. Now once the mushrooms and onions have simmered down, we can add the Worcestershire sauce and the garlic salt. Now the Worcestershire sauce is going to be 1 teaspoon and the garlic salt is going to be 1/4 teaspoon. So once the 5 minutes is up, I would turn on the overhead fan just because it gets a little smoky, but if you don't have one, it's not a big deal. Now once the pan on the stove reaches 5 minutes, grab your steak and put it on one side for 30 seconds and then flip it and then another 30 seconds. So once you've seared it on each side for 30 seconds, grab the pan and put it back in the oven for 2 minutes. Once that 2 minutes is up, flip the steak and do another 2 minutes. This will be medium rare. Now if you want medium, just add a minute and so on. Now once you're done cooking it in the oven guys, take it out and put it in the tinfoil bin and leave it in there for 2 minutes. This allows the meat to rest and become a better steak. Once you put the steak on the plate, now you can put the mushrooms and onions on as much as you want. Now the only thing left to do is eat it. As you can see, just perfectly cooked, medium rare. That's good. Once again guys, I'll put the recipe in the description box so you can look at it and share with your friends. We talked about how to cook a steak with mushrooms and onions, talked about what you need, what kind of steak we're cooking today, and how to cook it. One thing I want to leave you with today, guys, is just to have fun with cooking. Cooking shouldn't be a job. It shouldn't be, stressful or anything like that. Just have fun with it. Throw some music on. Cook for your friends. Cook for your family. It's a great way to do a date or anything like that. And just have fun with it. Thanks, guys. See you later.